Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's talk about Curtis for a minute. Let's dive into Curtis for a minute because Curtis, I don't really fully understand him some days. There's some days where I'm just like, Curtis, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, he walks up in Jordan's office and he's like, yo, I need these divorce papers signed like yesterday, cause I got things to do and you taking too damn long, pretty much. And Jordan was like, yo, listen, I had this, I had that, I had Cyrus, I had Cam, I had Jason, I had all this other stuff. You act like I'm just sitting up there just twiddling my damn thumbs, just doing nothing. So when I heard all the different things that she's been through, all the different stuff that has been going on, I understood where she was coming from. I understood where she was coming from. Signing those papers is not something you just sit there and just... No, that's not something you just take lightly. Okay? She had real things going on. And Kurt was like, yeah, I'm not trying to be disrespectful and everything like that, but, yeah, that just sounds like a bunch of excuses to me. I'm like, damn, bro. I mean, you really just can't wait to just gone, right? You can't wait to just be gone. Somehow, when Jordan Smith they're talking about, seems like you're ready to move on, or maybe you already have, Curtis, like a dumbass, is like, oh, so you pretty much kind of told Portia to keep away from me, right? First of all, one, even if she did, Portia's a grown-ass woman. Okay? She's a grown woman. She can make up her mind. Okay? She doesn't need Jordan to sit there and tell her what to do. Second of all, you don't even know if that's true. You walked in there demanding her to sign those papers ASAP and then accusing her of something that she didn't even do? Wow, bro. Wow. Just... I'm speechless. I'm speechless. And at this point, I think Jordan just had enough. She literally just had enough. She was like, yo, listen, I didn't tell her a damn thing, okay? If I did, I wouldn't have actually said anything, And she was done. She was like, yo, listen, I'll sign the papers, get them to you, and you can just do you. And then when the officer came in, she was like, yeah, we're done. And then Curtis had the audacity kind of like slam his hand on the desk and walk off like, bro, are you kidding? Is he serious? You walking off with an attitude after you came in her office like a jackass and trying to speed her up of rushing to sit there and sign these papers and accusing her of doing stuff that she didn't even do? Are you serious? Bro, she has a job to do, okay? She literally has things to do. And you had to... Okay. Alright. So, that happened. That happened. Now, later on in the episode, Curtis walks up to Stella, and, Stella says something as far as Jordan talking to TJ and everything like that. And that's when, Curtis realized it was Stella that put... he actually had the audacity to sit there and say to, I think, Jordan, oh, well, Portia's been sitting there giving me mixed signals. Is this man serious? You literally just said she's giving you mixed signals. I would like to know what Curtis is on. And then maybe I could sit there and join him. Because his viewpoint of things are just so left sometimes that you're just like, are you... But yeah, he realizes that it was Stella. And again, like it really matters because, Portia's a grown-ass woman. She can make decisions for herself. Regardless if meddling-ass Stella is going to say something not. But whatever. You see in the previews, he gets on her. Which, by the way, let's talk about Stella for a minute. Let's talk about nosy ass Stella. Oh, My goodness. I know that there's some people that really love her, that love the things that she does, notices and stuff like that. I'm just like, woman, can you like go and find a man or something like that to keep your attention? And this way you don't have to be like meddling in your nephew's like love life. You know, because even when she was talking to TJ was like, yo, listen, I don't know if they're gonna get together or not. I don't know what's gonna wind up happening. You know, so it was like, so what's going on with your mom's marriage? I mean, what's going on with that? I mean, what's happening? I mean, you know, they may not give up on each other. I mean, who knows? I was like, and sweetheart, how is this any of your business? Like, he's a grown man. I mean, whatever happens, happens, and like, I can't. I can't with that woman. I really can't. She's starting to become that annoying character that I didn't like the first time around. The only thing that's missing is her sitting there yelling and being all angry about something, and me just fast forwarding it because I just cannot stand her goddamn voice any longer. That's the character that she's turning back into, and I'm just like, who at GH thought it was a good idea to revert this woman back to the character that a lot of people couldn't stand? Or I guess the writers just don't care anymore. I don't really know what it is, but whatever. So let's talk about Nicholas. What are you doing with Nicholas' character? You know, Christopher Tyler would have probably looked at half of the stuff that was being written for him and be like, yo, what is this? Is this a joke? Really? This is what I'm supposed to be saying? This makes... Okay. So after he talks to Martin, and he finds out some crucial details as far as, you know, the cops are, you know, closing in on the suspect based off the shoe size or whatever, he goes to Ava, which Ava was not there talking to Portia about Trina. That was about it. Just talking about Trina and how strong she is and all that other stuff, and I don't know, I just kind of felt like it was like, alright, I mean, it's cool that they're bonding and that they're getting along and they come a far, long way of when Portia was just acting all sorts of disrespectful to Ava, so points on that. I did enjoy the scene for that, but other than that, it was just, whatever. Yeah, Nicholas walks up to Portia, and this is after, you know, Ava told Portia that, you know, she's getting a divorce because, you know, this dude is crazy. And she's not getting her daughter involved in any of this. Like, whatever the stalker wants, whatever. We're just going to do it. Portia's like, alright, I'll talk to you later. And Nicholas is like, run away with me. Are you serious? It's like, yeah, you could bring Avery. We could sit there. And, you know, Ava gives a whole bunch of list of reasons of why. And I'm just like, so your bright idea, Nicholas, now is to sit there and just turn and run? Yeah. All that sort of money, and this is how you choose to spend it. Running. Like, just, okay. Alright, bro. I just, you know, once again, this just proves that Nicholas wants what he wants, and he doesn't give a damn. You know? He literally, since they're trying to convince this woman that, you know, Avery should just leave all the people that she knows behind, and all sorts of stuff like that. And then finally, he just caves in. He's like, yeah, fine, I'm going to sit there and do it, you know. But I'm only doing this because I love you. Yeah, okay, Nicholas. That's what we're calling it now. Alright. Alright, bro. You walk in and bring in one cartoonish idea after the next. And now you're just like, oh, well, I'm going to sit there and do this, but I'm only doing this because I love you. Okay, Nicholas. Alright, bro. Let's talk about Molly for a minute, because Molly was not there talking to TJ. Molly was like, yo, listen, I got this. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do this, or whatever. And she goes to Carson. She starts talking to Carson. You know, at first it's just a friendly chat and stuff, but then Molly's like, yo, yeah, you've been really harsh on black people as compared to white people of the same type of, you know, charges. What's up with that? And at first I was like, Molly, have you lost your damn mind? I was like, what happened to just being studied? You just said screw that, and you just decided just to start going all ham in. I'm sitting there looking at TV like, yo, this chick has really lost her mind. And part of me was like, this is something that Molly would do. This is the exact thing that Molly would do. She would sit there and start calling her out and being like, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm going to sit there and take you down no matter what, da-da-da-da-da, and walk off. And I was like, this is something, I was like, the whole time watching, this is something exactly that Molly would do. Awesome job, Molly. Great. Just fantastic. You really showed her. And then Martin comes over. Martin's like, yo, what's going on? Like, you talking to her like that for? Eventually, Molly leaves, and, Martin starts talking to her like, yo, listen, I get it. Sometimes, the law is the law, and that's just how it is, And, of course, Judge Carson, or Judge Racist, is all like, well, sometimes you gotta look at this, and you gotta look at that. And at first, I was like, really, Martin? Really? You just... Please, I was like, please don't tell me that you're just in cahoots with this woman that you know is a full-blown racist. Tell me I'm wrong. And halfway through it, I was like, no, he can't. Okay, all right. I now I'm starting to kind of okay. All right, I now understand what you're doing now. And towards the end of the episode, after Jordan, takes the photo of them and just puts it in the drawer and just like shoves it. Cause I'm like, Jordan, I don't blame you for that. I really don't. Martin knocks on the door. He comes on in and he's like, he pretty much has the recording of all the incriminating stuff that she kind of said. Now, I don't know if it's enough to get a disbar, but maybe it might be enough to sit there and start to get the ball rolling as far as, looking into her. Because that woman needs to go, like, yesterday. I'm a judge. Who are you sit there and talk to me like that? I have so many curse words right now, just floating in my head. But, she's like, he's like, I got the evidence or whatever, and you got Molly and TJ just standing there smiling. I was like, okay, Molly, all right. I'm actually kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie. The old Molly would have did that, okay? The old Molly would have did that exact thing. Just running off with the mouth and then thinking about stuff afterwards. And when I was sitting there watching, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, not that I was rooting against Molly, but I was like, this is one of those situations where sometimes people think they are smarter than they actually are. Like trying to outsmart somebody who's older, wiser, who's been on the planet longer. Sometimes it's just like, are you kidding me? But in this case, I'm impressed. Now, I don't know how she's going to sit there and deal with the fallout of everything. And let's just be clear, Molly is not exactly my favorite character. She's really not. She has things about her character that I'm not a fan of. But that moment, like, alright, Molly, alright. The thing that's really interesting about Molly, or just her character in general, is that she practically grew up on the show. Like, she really did. I remember watching a really old episode of, like her doing like a singing competition. It was like her and I think it was Morgan or something like that. And it was just like, oh my goodness, she really grew up on this show. Like, you think of somebody like maybe Star Manning or, the woman that plays her. She practically grew up on that show. Like, she literally grew up on that show. She had her first kiss on national television for the first time. I mean, it's surreal, but yeah, it should be interesting. Not gonna lie, Alexis kind of cracked me up in the beginning, because Alexis was sitting there talking to Sean, and Sean was like, oh yeah, I called him a favor, this guy, he owes me something, or whatever. And so, because plot, they start getting to talking, and, Alexis is pretty much like, she's talking about solitary, and how it sucks, and the jail just sucks, and this, that, and the third, and, I'm just like, Alexis, you almost sound like you don't like jail. Like you hate it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you're talking about like there's no windows and all this other stuff. I mean, there's no windows in jail. Imagine that. I was just like, yo, is this chick serious? Is she serious? Alright, Alexis. So I'm not gonna lie. The beginning of that stuff was I was like, yep, and you really thought this was a good idea, right? I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, it could have went sideways. Also, you know, she could have not pleaded and fought and got an even harsher sentence. It is a possibility. Just saying. But you know, then she has this panic attack or whatever. Sean helps calm her down. And two, Sean tells Alexis about the fact that Sean told Molly about Judge Carson, you know, the arrest and everything like that. And at this point, Alexis starts to freak out again. Because Alexis is like, yo, listen, you can't sit there and be telling Molly, you know, that I was treating her unfairly, that you were treating her unfairly, because you know how she is. She's going to sit there and rush in and think later. You know, you like at this point she's freaking out. She's like, oh, I gotta get out of solitary. It was like, well, you gotta get out of jail too? Oh yeah, no, they'll just let you just walk on out. I mean, you could just sit there and say that your daughter, you know, is in over her head. I'm pretty sure they'll let you go. But yeah, so, you know, she freaks out, but then she's like, you know, listen, you know, when Sean is like, she has people there to watch her back, to support her and stuff like that, and Alexis is like, well, I'm going to choose to believe that because I don't really have any other choice. I was like, of course you don't. Because, you know, you're in jail. But, yeah. So, what is Spencer's plan? I don't really understand this. He's spending all this time with Trina. They're talking about art and, you know, some other stuff. You know, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie. He doesn't come across as arrogant as he used to. My goodness, that version was annoying. But, you know, they talk or whatever about art and stuff like that and beaches. And, you know, this is after Trina's like, yo, you pretty much kind of dipped on me. You know, you ghosted me. Like, what's up with that? But then they start talking and they have a good time and everything like that. And I'm just like, bro, what's going to wind up happening when you see her and she's with her friends? You know, Cam and Jocelyn, who knows you. What's going to happen then? It's like, oh my goodness, I don't really understand. Like, what is his plan? Like, why is he doing this for? This is so dumb. And I know that he wants to sit there and keep a low profile, but, like, you are running into this girl on purpose. I mean, you just, okay, whatever. Anyway, they talk for a little bit, and then Portia comes in. Spencer leaves. Now, Portia says something that, for me, I was just like, this just comes across as off. It really does. Portia is like, oh, yeah, you know, I saw him and, you know, he's hot. And I'm like, yo, he is, like, barely legal. I feel like if the roles were reversed, and this was a man that they're saying that to, let's say, somebody who just barely turned 18, people would sit there and say that that's gross. That's disgusting. That's, like, the P word. Or something close to it, you know? It's, like, that's weird, you know? So when she said that, it reminded me of when Carly called Oscar cute. And I was just like, you know, she said that to Jocelyn, he started laughing. I'm like, that's, like... And granted, at the time, when she said that, Jocelyn wasn't even 18. So I'm assuming that Oscar wasn't 18 and she just called somebody who is underage cute in a sexual way. Like what? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of just threw me off a little bit. I was like, that's like, what? Anyway, they go to dinner and that pretty much kind of ends that scene. There was something that was, okay, it wasn't funny, but when, you know, Carson was there talking to Martin, and she was like, she was getting all mad. She was like, oh, how dare her sit there and say that I'm racist. You know, I had a college roommate. You know, I gave money to all sorts of black charities. And I was like, whoa, whoa. See, this is something that could be kind of a teachable moment. Not really, because I feel like the people that watch my channel know that saying stuff like, I have a black friend, doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. But I was just like, I wrote that down and I was like, this chick really just said I had a black roommate. Like, oh, well, I mean, she can't be racist. She just said she had a black roommate. Oh, and she also donated to a bunch of black charities. So, oh, what is wrong with you? I just was like, is this chick serious? Just pause it for a second. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm like 75% sure that I probably missed something. I know that, you know, Portia talked to Ava more and they talked about Kiki and stuff like that and why she was getting divorced. And but I was just kind of like, yo, you just got way too many damn scenes. Like, with way too many people. And it's just like, I get that sometimes you will have a scene where you have two people that's just strictly there to run the clock down. But it was just like, you know, when Ava was like, you know, how's our girl doing? It was like, she really needs to be here. Alright, whatever. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's about it. If I missed something, write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And I'm pretty sure I just said that. And, I'll see you in the next video.